Hello, beautiful stars. Welcome to today's reading. All right, so fun and interesting reading today. Topic that was given to me from Spirit. So we are going to look at a possible brightest kind of alternate reality that is waiting for you. Now, there are a lot of potential realities depending on the trajectory of where we go that will either become manifest or doesn't. And with all these possible realities, depending on the actions and the steps we take, it will take us to one of these possible realities. But today we're looking at the brightest one for you, and the way that Spirit wants me to choose. So I'm going to have two ways of doing this for you. They really insisted on letting you choose intuitively. So, but I know if some of you don't like that options, then we are going to give you some options as well. But for those who are really wanting to test their intuition and want to choose that route, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And there's 3 groups today. So see which groups or which number kind of pops into your mind, and then choose that way, and then go to the selection and the timestamps down below. So it's either group 1, group 2, or group 3. Okay, and now for those who just want to choose intuitively, go ahead and go to the timestamps, and I'll see you in your group. For those who want some sort of option to choose from, we'll still go with that route. And for group 1, we'll have this fluorite. For group 2, we have this tiger's eye. And for group 3, we have this kind of combination rainbow of stones. Okay. All right, so for those choosing this route, go ahead and see which bracelet calls out to you. Then go to the description and the timestamps down below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, Pile 1s. Welcome to your reading. All right, so before we get started, there's a couple things I want to mention. When I was doing the shuffling process of your cards, locations started to come in, and what I saw primarily was kind of green pastures, something like akin to like Ireland or England or something like that. Yes, but kind of I just saw pastures, like green pastures, broad open pastures, with that kind of Britain, Scotland, Ireland kind of weather. So just putting that out there. We'll see if that means anything in this reading. Sometimes the form shapes come in and I just have to convey the message, and it might mean something different to everybody. So I just want to put that out there first. So that's what came through when I was doing your shuffling process. And when I was doing your Lenormand shuffling, very specific form comes out. So often you see with nobility in the past, with kings and royalties and queens and that kind of stuff, when those in power, a ruler, whether king or queen, you often see them sit on the throne, and in one hand they are holding a scepter, and in the other they're holding that globe kind of thing with the cross on top of it. Yeah, so that's what I saw, and it seems like there's a cross form for your scepter on this side too, and the globe on this side. So there's 2 hands holding something that represents some sort of recognition of power. So yeah. All right, now that we've got all those messages out of the way, let's see. So we are looking to see what is the brightest possible reality that is awaiting for you, that is awaiting you, and seeing what steps you can take possibly to kind of step into or embody this reality, or to make it come into reality, into being. All right, so you've chosen fluorite here. So for pile 1, please, Spirit, what is the reality or the nature of the brightest reality they are stepping into? I see you being a place, there's some form of kind of an elevation of status, like the king, like the royalty we talked about, but I see you just kind of going about your daily life in a very comfortable manner. Let's see. The air does feel a little bit crisp or a little bit chilly. So this reality for some of you might actually be in a location that is cooler, or cooler than what you are accustomed to. But there's a sense of kind of overall cool in the literal definition, temperature wise, and also cool, kind of chill or relaxed or very comfortable. Like when somebody gets to, it's like an elevated status within their own being, or like a raised vibration in their own being. They are comfortable regardless of where they are put, physically or socially, in a social context. So that's what I feel like you getting into for this brightest possible reality, that is awaiting you, that is a possibility for you. It's a place where you feel very comfortable. I'm also getting very energetic, very energized, very complacent, very content. Yeah. And it's almost kind of a place too where you can come and go, in the sense that whether you need time to spend with people or you need time for yourself, there's an ease for you navigating that. It's like, oh, today I want to see my group of friends, and there's like no burden for it. There's no hesitation. There's no things you have to really are obligated to do. Like, for example, it's like, oh, I can't see my friends today because I have to do XYZ because I'm so busy. No, you do in this reality where you have the ease of time. Time is at your leisure. Yeah. So that could mean creating a business or passive income of sorts. Not necessarily that's coming through for some of you, but possibly just being in a state where you do not have to fret over time so much, or time constraint. Let's see. Anything else thus far in this reality? I just see you overall feeling very comfortable. Yes. And in a higher vibration and status and elevation within your own self, which then projects that confidence and creates the reality that just kind of flows along with that. That's why there's like very little resistance or impediment towards whatever you do, however you do it, and however you want to do it. That's why this possible reality feels so content. Excellent. Okay, let's dive into your cards here. So we have the Hierophant. And then we have Judgment. And then we have the Devil. And then we have the Three of Cups. Next is the Eight of Cups. And then the Nine of Coins, or Pentacles. And the Seven of Wands. And then we have the Six of Wands. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So these are clarifiers for this. So on the surface of this reality, what we're looking at is some form of so like we said, we got in the intuitive hit already, kind of an elevated status, right? Both within yourself, and that radiates outward into this reality, and it's reflected outward. You see this radiant figure here. Even the coloration, we'll get to it soon here with Judgment, but the coloration is the same with the yellow, the brilliance, the sun, that bright sun self confidence energy radiating out through the darkness here, and enlightening and touching and raising the vibration of everything around it. So there is some sort of coming into wow, okay, that's a nice feeling. Coming into terms with perhaps certain aspects of your life. There's a lot of acceptance flowing through here. And in that process of acceptance is what elevates your status, your potential, and your self-confidence. Because what it allows you to do is to move away from, even the coloration you see here is also the same, moving away from the shadows of doubt to really tap into the combination or the union or the third eye aspect of yin and yang, of masculine and feminine. It's the balance of those energy that allows you to step into this higher vibration, or to kind of raise your own vibration. I don't know what each of you have got going on, whether it's personal development, personal motivation, goals, vision boards, skills, whatever you name it, but there's something you are doing that is kind of enlightening you from within, and therefore raises and elevates you to a higher vibration, allowing you to kind of dissipate or push away or let the more mundane trappings of your life just to kind of flow out and navigate through it very effortlessly and very easily, as if like when doubts arise or when challenges or difficulties arise, you can easily just let it wash away or wash around you like the debris that goes through a stream. It's like the like a waterfall like coming down here. An analogy that I often create or often mention for people is like, if you are sitting and meditating under a waterfall or in the water or touching the water, and debris comes by and hits you, your thoughts can catch onto that and you can latch onto that and get frustrated and angry. Or the debris just hits you and you let it go, and then you're in such a state of zen or serenity or peace that that debris that hit you never bothered you in the first place. And that's the kind of elevation that we see you going to here. It's a state of mind, it's a state of being that is quite getting higher in its vibration, a lot more enlightened, that will allow you this sense of freedom in this reality. Freedom in terms of contentment and complacence wherever you go with whatever you do. And following up on that, it's like the situation where you feel, if you are feeling trapped or stuck right now, or you see there is this kind of disparate or unequal cage that entraps and enslaves people. Part of this elevation, without even you knowing it, will help elevate the vibration of all those around you. There are some of you that are going to do it directly or influence it directly, where you will work in certain fields, certain position, or do certain things or create certain things that will help uplift people very directly. And for others of you, just by being this state alone, will naturally have the influence of still uplifting the people without you even knowing it. And this works towards the progression and the development of the lives you come in contact with. But what happens is almost like that's like a ripple. So with the lives that you touch and change and influence and uplift, then that ripples out as those people go about their daily life, daily job, and uplift other people as well. It's like a domino effect. Because what we see here is, yes, it's what people are going through. Part of this growth and this reality and elevation that you are stepping into has to do with the distorted reality that currently exists in the current world we have. There's a lot of temptation, materialism, somehow imperialism is also coming through as well. Yes, imperialism in the sense that there is that kind of oppression and suppression of exploitation of the common people, of the top echelon, the 1% of the 1% of society, controlling a top-down effect upon the mass population, like the movies A Bug's Life. If you've never seen that movie, a great movie to watch, highly recommend. But it's where those at the top are making rules and dictations and a control system that keep the lower, poorer part of society in check, which is the mass populace of people. And it's a distorted reality, because we see here there's a sense of injustice that comes along with that too. It's like the people want to uprise, they're holding the wands here, that they want to be inspired and ignite their life for better. But those in control are holding the position so tightly, and they have created a structure and a system where they can easily quell and suppress any kind of rebellion. So in this reality, in the process of just elevating and rising to higher status, you're kind of in a way helping people to dissolve the distorted reality that currently exists. And not only this, it will be a very enjoyable, fun, entertaining reality for you to be in, because as we mentioned earlier in the reading, that part about time not being constrained, factors not being constrained, finances not being constrained, it allows you to do what you want, to do what you love, whenever and with whomever you wish to. We see 3 muses of harmony here is what's coming through. The muses of harmony is coming through in this card. And when you encounter muses, you are very called and inspired to be the utmost version that you can be, which is this reality you're stepping into. And once you do, whatever you do will be melodic, because everything will harmonize. Your relationship with other people, the way you spend time with other people, the way you spend time with yourself will harmonize and be very melodic and harmonious in your own life, in your own internal self of being, and then on the broad spectrum that radiates out and creates harmony in all the lives you touch and encounter. And not only will it feel like a victory here, but you can only see your life at this point and entering this reality just elevating higher and higher and higher and shining brighter and brighter. So it's a wonderful reality to step into. Yes. Because in a way it alleviates so much distortion, so much trapping, so much disillusionment that not only you but everybody in this current reality has to feel, has to work through, has to grow towards. And they also want to mention that this is part of your personal growth and development. As we mentioned already, some of you are already doing various things that are helping that process. And coming out of this process, it will be an unending victory, an ever climbing victory to further success and harmony. Absolutely wonderful. All right, so let's look at your scepter and your globe here. So on this side, we have the snake with treachery, betrayal, and lies. We have the sun with happiness, resolution, and success. And then we have, let me just put it over here. So you can see them. And we have the birds with gossip, rendezvous, and negotiation. And then we have the fox with caution, deception, and cleverness. 14 is being pointed out to me. So however, if that is significant for you, then do take that. And then the 2 9s here as well. We'll explain that in a bit. So we have rider with news, package, and visitor. Okay. So part of this elevation, yes, it's kind of one spiritually elevating, yes, but the resulting of that is because it's spiritually elevating and spiritually guided. Yes, it's a new beginning towards the elevation of your we'll call it kind of like a spiritual sense, I guess. Yeah, it's the enlightenment and raising of your vibration and yourself in this reality here. So let's see here. It's interesting here. So the scepter, it's being pointed out to me, it's an item that represents and holds power, right? But it also holds directionality. Depending on where you point your scepter and what you do with it, it's like that's the direction that the energy will go. So here I see you dissipating and clearing a lot of different things with your scepter. It's like almost like a magic wand. It's like when you point with your magic wand with direct intention into something, let's say it's to dissolve a system of oppression, the energy and the magic goes there, and yeah, you can hear that cacophonous kind of aspect of the control system. And when you point your energy to it, you're like, I'm going to dissolve the system of trickeries and lies. I'm going to dissolve the system of constant gossip and mindless chatter or mindless berating of people. The rider in the central figure in here designates you are in the center of that control, and wherever you point your scepter or whichever direction you want to go, it's like a bop in the head. It's like, here's deception and lie, just bop it with your scepter and it will dissolve. And it's employing the power of the inner self here that is feeding into the directionality of your intention and of your power. So yes, once you have attained this level of power, and you will recognize it when you get there, as I feel like a good portion of you are already on its way to attaining full power. I see like around 25%. So yes, but another word of advice here is to elevate to this status, to this state of contentment and being. There are some things that you can remove. This is almost like it's a secret, but it's not, because it's so common sense. It's like as we go through our daily activities, we often fall into doubts, and then we allow that doubt to deceive ourselves, and then our interaction with others become muddled, and we become susceptible to influences and suggestions by other people when we don't listen to our own inner power. Yes, and the other aspect, so these are the three ways to elevating your energy vibration. Release gossip. So it's easy to just, chatter about that stuff. But when you are in that vibration of gossip or of talking and people in almost like a derisive kind of way or a mocking kind of way, it's what they call, like SHIT talk. When you talk like that about people, it lowers your vibration, right? Yes, so relinquish that if you find yourself caught up in that, and that's one way to elevate your vibration. The other is falling into the tricks and the trappings, both of your own self-doubt, for your self-confidence, and how do we put this? Kind of the not only suggestions of other people, but the manipulation and trickery of other people. When people are trying to sell your product, they're trying to gain something by deceiving you into buying their product. And if you take a moment to reassess, and or even somebody trying to tell you how to do a certain way or thing to become more enlightened, more spiritual, like this reading, for example, right? It is important and it's almost necessary for you to listen to the message, and actually question it for yourself, and determine whether that actually is helpful or beneficial to you, and that will elevate and boost your vibration and yourself and your own being, or is it just somebody trying to get control of you one form, way or another, by having you doing things a certain way? So it is the tapping into that own personal energy and power to release the gossip, to release the doubts, to not fall into not giving your power over to other people or anything else, but in tapping in your own power, that you can wield your scepter, I hear, without any sort of weakness or faiblesse, I don't know why that it's coming through, but a little bit of French is coming through, whether for some of you, yeah, I don't know. But faiblesse basically means weakness. Okay, let's look into your globe here. So we have the bouquet with courtship, gift, and helping hand. And then we have the stars with healing, recovery, and network. And we have the dog with loyal, dependable, and trustworthy. Okay, so I have two queen energies here. The 10 is being pointed out here. 10 of cups, 10 of hearts, 10 of emotions, 10 of fulfillment. The energy of fulfillment, the energy of completion, the energy of contentment, as it usually is in the 10 of Cups with tarot. That's also being pointed out here to me. We see the two balancing aspects here. Now that's coming into, it makes sense for me. If it resonates with you, take that as well. It is the balancing of the masculine energy here and then the feminine energy here. The scepter, like we said, like a wand, points, has directionality. It's a very masculine, young energy that, with directionality goes a certain way. With here are all the blessings and the cultivation of the yin feminine energy here on this aspect with the globe. The globe is held, it's not pointed, it's held within the palm to indicate all this, sovereignty is coming through. Yes, to indicate the sovereignty, which is held in the scepter as well, but there's a different kind of element in air to the energy of the globe here. It represents all that has been laying, structure and the foundation of it, and then to receive the blessings that come therein with that sovereignty. The wealth and the abundance that comes with that, the fame and recognition and the support and love from your subjects, from the subjects of your kingdom, from the people of your kingdom. And in this case, it's from the people that are around you, that support you, that become part of your network. Talk about network here with the stars. Yes, it's the people that become part of your network once you step into this elevated state. Finding more soul tribe, more soul family, or just people that resonate with you or share your interest, that you can connect with on a deeper, more emotional, satisfying emotional level than just the normal casual interactions of acquaintances that you do on a daily basis. It will give you sovereignty in your domain of your connections with other people. Wow, okay, wonderful. Yes. No, that I believe that is all the messages. Anything else we have for pile 1, please, Spirit? They're just excited for you, and they're saying look forward to this. It's a reality you can step into, and we talked about all the ways of how to elevate your vibration to get there, to be in this reality. It's the brightest reality that is awaiting for you, pile 1. Yes. So if you're there or close to there already, congratulations. It feels quite an elated, ecstatic state of being. And if you're not quite there yet, there's all the advice we talked about in terms of getting there. Okay. Yes, that was your message, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm hoping you have a wonderful and magical day whenever and wherever you are. Please take care of yourself, shine ever so bright, and then I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Pile2. Welcome to your reading. Alright, so we are looking at what's the brightest possible reality that is waiting for you, that for you to step into, for you to create, or step into a state of being of, to where this reality comes true. And before we get into too many of the cards or anything like that, I do want to mention your Lenormand form. The forms come to me intuitively, and they're often very specific, and they may or may not mean anything to me. Sometimes it does, but my job is just to point them out because they might have significance for however each person is deciphering as. So do claim it if that is the case. And your Lenormand form, I see a winding path, a winding trail, but this path, it's not a dirt path. It's actually a ladder. I can see the ladder with all the rungs, but it's in the shape of a winding trail. So yes, whatever that means in the context of this reading, if you keep that in mind, when we get to your Lenormand here, then do claim that message. Alright, so for pile 1 here, we are looking into the brightest possible reality that pile 1 is waiting, or awaiting pile 2, what pile 2 is stepping into. And if you came here from pile 1 or vice versa, yeah, or wanting to check out pile 1, that might be a case too for some of you. Alright, so let's look at the brightest possible reality here for you, pile 2. I see some family involved. Well, family, and not necessarily just family, but more so kind of, I want to say authoritative figures, but it just feels like there's some sort of, I have to choose my word carefully. There's some sort of, yeah, I guess, okay, hold on, give me a second. Spirit, help me out, please. I want to choose my words very carefully here. Status and power, but yeah, okay, comparison. So there is some sort of difference in power dynamic here in this reality that, yes, whether it's you being in a certain position, and it's all relative here. So there's a comparison between you and other people. It may be family figures, or somebody who's older in the family. Then therein lies kind of the natural power dynamic as well. It's like somebody who has more years over you, more status over you, or more something. Yeah, so there's some sort of power dynamic going on. Okay, anything else for group 2 here, please, Spirit? Nope. Okay, something to work mainly on that power dynamic. Okay, so let's look into your cards here and see what it reveals in regards to that in this reality. We have the moon. Talk about power dynamic. Same family, right? Cat family, but one's bigger than the other. Okay. And then we have the 6 of Wands. We have the 3 of Wands. And we have the Sire of Swords. which is the king. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands. And we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. So give me a moment here, stars. All right. Let me pause the video real quick and I will be right back. Okay, wow. Your reading goes into a whole nother another direction, Pile 2. So yes, it took a moment to really tune in to what Spirit wants to tell me about this reality of yours here, because I get a sense this reality is not necessarily a potential reality that is waiting for you. It's actually stemming from several, well, not several, maybe one or two different type of energetic realities that has occurred and transpired already. Two specific cases here. A lot of this is stemming from another reality in the past. One is where there was this kind of setup, structure, kingdom, right? With a lot of power dynamic. House of Dragons is coming in. That Amazon series about, I mean, not Amazon, but that series that is the prequel to Game of Thrones. A very powerful lineage, a very powerful family. And yeah, it's talking about that family connection. It's that kind of connection and that reality, that realm there, where it might actually be something akin to that case. So that it's one scenario, one case, one reality that's coming through. Yeah, I don't know who's tuning in to this pile right here, but there's two realities coming in here, and both of them seems to kind of have some past element to it, which means it's kind of something that has occurred in the past. In the past, we're not talking just about the past of this lifetime of yours. It's in the past of the creation of your soul, of your being. So, and the other reality is that kind of star soul aspect. It's like what you've gone through, what you endure when you live in other universes, in other realities, on other planets. And now, whether you are carrying, yes, you are carrying part of that knowledge of some of those realities with you and bring it into this current reality. And mainly is to kind of shift and absorb and change. We'll get more into that in a little bit, but those are the three words I want to emphasize. So let's get organized here and talk a little bit about both of these realities, because the energy dynamic for them is the same. We have the past element coming through here. So yes, the main overall arching enemy, also enemy as well, the overall arching theme or emphasis is a lot of power dynamic. That's why we have the Dragon Tarot coming through for you as well. It's dragons, in this case, also are multi-dimensional creatures, but they're also very powerful creatures. And there's some sort of lineage there that talks about Yeah, the main image I got in the beginning when we were just holding your stone is I just see you almost like in this position of this knight here. I hope you can see it. And then all the family members around you, it's like they hold more power than you. That's one dynamic to this alternate reality. And what we have going on here is the change or the shift, or what I'm hearing is the metamorphosis. As you can see here, that's a human, right? And all these are dragons, but they're all related somehow. They are family. So the dragon within this person has yet to unfold, to evolve. And that was there a long time in the past. I feel that actually through your incarnations in the other realities, in the other universes, in the other planet, blah, 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 so on and so forth, you have come into your dragon form. But in this lifetime, it's like you came into this reality on this planet, and we're talking about the present, current reality here. For you to shift and change and take another form, it's almost as if you planted a seed or an egg that is awaiting to grow in a different world here. This is the past, even with the whale signifying here. It's like when you were in that other state, in that other world, you're like, okay, I did all I could here, or I'm sick and tired of this power dynamic that exists in this nature, in this reality on this planet. Let me carry what I've gathered in terms of my strength, my metal, my form, my knowledge, into a different kind of world, into a different reality and dimension. And that's where we are now with you, and where you are at currently in present. There's some sort of feeling that there's always some sort of overbearing watcher, or some sort of overbearing power and dynamic that either is subtly there in the background or ever present there in the foreground for you. It's like it's always something that you feel innately is present or within you. And the purpose, or that memory, I should say, yes, the memory of that energetic, of that power dynamic exists for you to carry on a new change, a new state of being. I see here, when I was looking at this card, with all the vines here, I see you absorbing all the vines into you, like this dragon is you and absorbs all the vine into you, and all these swords go directly into the ground, as if they sink like with such force into the ground, and then they disappear altogether as they sink deep into the ground. So what it means and what speaks to me here in regards to is absorbing sometimes what seems maybe like that challenge, or those challenges in the power dynamic, or whatever you had going on in the other realities. They may seem like challenging, but they are actually nutrients that you absorb, and their own limitations that is set forth, kind of like, it's hard to describe this because it's a different state of being in this alternate reality. The best description we have here is the mind, right? So we'll go with that. It's the mind here, represented by the swords. In this reality, that's how it translates to. It's the limitations of your mind. But when in the other reality, that you've been in, it's something different, and it's something we don't know, and I can't quite explain because we just don't have the the verbal vocabulary to describe this changing energetic state. Like mentality, and mind and willpower were almost kind of merged into one. Something like, okay, the closest thing that's being shown to me is like the Green Lantern, right? For those of you who don't know the Green Lantern, it's basically a superhero or whatever, but it's a group of people in another universe, actually. I mean, not another universe, another part of the universe, where they use their will to kind of channel that will and intention into physical items or things or structures. That's what their ring does. It's like they channel their will through this ring, and it gives, and this ring can form like, I don't know, like a bow or whatever, any form that you want. That's the energy we're getting here, which is quite interesting that there spirits helping you out with that Green Lantern concept too, of shifting your will and your mind, the energy, shifting energy from will, intention, and mind powers into physical creation. And that's what you've got going on in this reality, stemming from realities of the past. Yes, because this card here indicates the Side of Swords. It's, you can see here there's a remnant of that energy, but it's no longer a present overbearing energy, because you're here to make, in this reality, you're here to create something different. You're here to be something new. Yeah. Whether it's to learn from this reality how power dynamics are being used, being manipulated, being, there are some aspects for you to learn in this reality in regards to power dynamic and challenges in terms of power dynamic, especially if you find that is the case in your own family, in your own individual lives and family, and if you see power dynamic struggling going on between there in your family, in your extended family, between, say, like your uncles, your aunts, your grandparents, something like that, or even your siblings, right? Yes, there's something to be recognized there, because the pattern is reiterated from those previous realities, and it's to do it's to be learned and to be recognized from so you can emerge as something new, so you can shift and change that dynamic. Yes, and that's what's being pointed out in this main reality here, in this time, in this lifetime that you are in, is to shift and change reality of that dynamic, of that power disparity. Also coming in with Tiger's Eye is personal power. Yes, literally sun energy here coming through. Very strong dragon energy here as well. Fascinating. Did not know your reading was going to go in this direction, but that's why we love doing these readings. Okay, let's finally get into your Lenormand form here, and remember, it's a winding path that's actually a ladder. Okay, but since we don't have the spacing, I'm just going to lay them side by side here. So we have the flowers or bouquet. We have the heart. We have the letter. We have the rider. We have the scythe. And we have the fish. Okay, let's see. Okay. Part of shifting into this reality, like we mentioned here with the Queen of Cups, and that kind of like birthing the egg in a new universe, in a new reality, which is this current reality that you're going through. There's a part of that lesson of wanting to leave that behind, of wanting to shed your scales, shed your form, that metamorphosis that we talked about earlier. Yes, to leave that dynamic behind, because you want a more comfortable and pleasant state of being in this reality. Perhaps the power struggle dynamic within that past reality was, too much, too overbearing, too enduring. But it's like casting your wish in like a letter in a bottle here, and just chucking it out to sea, and then letting the waves carry that bottle wherever it takes you. Yes, there's some sort of escape or a want of moving away from or escape from that reality, or a shifting away from that reality that brings you to this point, wanting to cut off ties with that reality, to be in a more relaxed state. That's why this is an ever unwinding path, because I feel, so yes, if you do resonate with like starseed or beings from another galaxy in another lifetime, it's almost like a space exploration, an escape, a moving away of from these same patterns that you experience in this reality over and over, and you want something new, you want something better, you want something to move to move towards, to a better horizon here. And with that, with conveying that wanting, your soul wanting that change, that's why you are now dipping around in new realities and having, and the main key here, pile number 2, is to have fun with it, to enjoy whatever reality you're in. I think that is part of the way you can move away from these patterns, is to live wholeheartedly, to live almost like freely, because the difficult thing here is patterns are hard to release and hard to break and hard to change. So the encouragement is to find the things in life that are really fulfilling and really joyful for you. Because as you're on this path, that's why I see it as an ever unwinding path, like a forever unwinding path. There's no clear delineation of destination or goal to reach yet. As you amble or meander, like these patterns here, or like the fish coming up across different universes, the pattern will follow, that power dynamic, that struggle, that family, karma, family, karma, cosmic relationship will follow. But it's in your joy and time to experience and to discover how to either cut, change, reshape, or metamorphosize the pattern. Yes. And the way to do that is to live freely and openly, mainly wholeheartedly, is what I'm getting. Okay. Wow. Any further message for Pile2, please, Spirit? They just want you to live with a bit less structure. they they want you to live with a bit more freedom, with a bit more joy, and not feeling so ingrained or tied in with certain structures, especially familial structure. Familial, yes, you can be experiencing that in this reality where you're currently at in your life right now too. If you feel constraints from certain family patterns or karma. But yes, follow your hearts more in order to relinquish and free yourself from these restrictive patterns and these power dynamics and this kind of family karma that has carried without you through various realities and universes or planets or whatever systems that you've been in. Yes. Okay. Wow, okay. Yes. All right, Pile2. I hope you found that encouraging. Yes. Spirit, and I do encourage you to follow your heart and live a bit more freely, a bit more wholeheartedly, so that you can move on from these restrictive patterns that keep on repeating themselves. And with that, we will end your reading here. Lovely pile number 2. Go forth and enjoy life freely and meander a bit more. You're already doing that. All right, so with that, I'm hoping you have a wonderful day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine ever so bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Pile3. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so we are looking at what brightest reality, possible reality that is waiting for you. And very interesting, before we get started with any of the cards or our reading, I wanted to mention we have the this tarot is called the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. And interestingly, your Lenormand shape. Lenormand shape also comes in the shape of a heart. But this heart is very specific. It's almost like a bubble heart, or heart made of like bubbles, and you can see the background through the bubble, and the background's like a beach or something of the sort. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what that means when we get into it, but it's interesting that we got a shape of a heart and the Psychic Heart Tarot for you. Okay, so let's look at your brightest possible reality here for pile 3. Wow, okay. That is a lovely vibe, pile 3. I feel like my heart's aflutter, like it's like waves of love just washing over me, or like stemming from a source and then kind of flowing out through me and past me. And I do see a significant other, or a significant other of sorts. Yes, very loving vibes in this reality, especially for those looking for a partner. Or the partner may come by surprise, or it may be a partner that is rekindled with, either on both, either on a soul level, or somebody you knew in your past, or a combination of both. Yes. But very loving vibes flowing through here is primarily what we're getting. And of course, for those, like I said already, if you are looking for a partner, then that is certainly the case too, coming through here. Okay, let's look at your cards. We have New Vitality. Okay. We have control. Okay. We have sadness and isolation. We have awaiting results. Many moons, okay. We have the throat chakra. We have well-deserved reward. Cream of the crop, okay. We have manifest. The union duality here. And we have love, okay. Did I not say that there was a partner? Did not see any of these cards. I don't even know what's behind these cards. Literally, we have the six, the lovers here, the union here. So let's see what this reality is calling forth. Okay. Got it. There was a lot of noise in your head in the past in regards to matters of the heart. So what I will say now is, for those not resonating with a partnership reading, that's coming in strongly here. So you might want to check one of the other two piles. But this also could be self-love. So if you want to hear it in regards to that perspective as well, then yes, just tune your message to that dial. But primarily what we're getting here in this reading is that you dealt with a lot of players in the past, or there's this air, that's a figure of speech, it's more like this air of frivolity. And what we mean is, yeah, dealing with these people who are not serious, or being in relationships where people just, yeah, either feel like it hits off so strongly in the beginning, but it falls flat on its face really quickly, and these relationships never really pan out. You weren't able to find somebody to really connect with, to find somebody who you really share strong interests and desires with, yet not being able to connect at such a level that is so truthful and genuine and vulnerable, yeah, to where you never finding the relationship that in the past that is really being able to convey and voice the truth of your emotions and feelings. But we see this progression and this transpiring of this new reality here coming through. We'll get to it in just a second, but they really want to strongly mention the past stuff that you've gone through. It's like putting your heart under lock almost, or having like a feeling of needing to control your emotions in certain ways, especially when you interact with other people. And they want you, Spirit wants to shift. It wants you to shift this perspective, this energy dynamic of how you look at emotions. It's not something to be theorized, and it's not something to be intellectualized. It's not something to be categorized and methodical or put in a certain way. There needs to be a bit more free-flowing to it. Yes, you can still learn from your emotions and from your lessons, and you have. That's what is coming through here. You kind of navigated your emotions to the point where now you have strength over your emotions. And not in the sense of kind of controlling or domineering or overbearing, but it's more so being in control of your emotions, quote unquote, in the sense that you are able to navigate and feel them when they arise, and then navigate them better to to be in a better state. So that's why it's a great achievement and a great success, because of the progress that it's made in this reality here, of this bright reality that you can step into. There's a shifting from this phase of sadness and isolation into a state of more internal bliss, because it is in the recognition of the self-love that you have for yourself that you are able to manifest not only partner, a loving partner, but actually what you want. And the key thing here is in terms of shifting your emotional state, in terms of shifting your heart energy state. So many synchronicity come flooding through all at once. I have to take a moment. It's the heart, the synchronicity, the shifts. Okay, give me a moment. We even see the heart shape here, kind of from the duality of the union of feminine and masculine energy, forming a heart shape here, manifesting your partner because you elevated and raised yourself to the vibration where you are encompassing and embodying love. So when you do have your cup full with love and being in a state of blissful love, love for their self, that love emanates outwards and then naturally attracts your love towards you, especially love from a potential partner. Not in this case, not only a potential partner in a soul connection, in a soulmate, in a soul guided, a divinely guided connection, partnership here. Yes, and now it's just a matter of time of awaiting this connection to, for those of you that I feel that are not in a relationship yet, yes, it's also coming through, yet, that and are still waiting for this relationship to manifest, for this manifestation to come. Yes, the encouragement there is a bit more patience. It's not that far away. We see many moons have shifted, many phases, many tides, many things have shifted. This also speaks about not only manifestation in terms of love, there's other stuff going on here that you manifested as well. Whether it's wealth, health, abundance, connections, you name it, whatever the manifestation is, there is an urge and encouragement, a bit more of the shifting phases of the moon here, or I'm just hearing many moons that you've gone through, that you've endured, and now it's coming and shifting into place, and it's already grown a lot of it. There's just a bit more of a waiting, patience aspect for it to come forth. But the most important part is the internal realization and the internal self-love you have cultivated, the strength over the mind, over the mind in its relegation and control of the emotions, which has to be flipped on its script. It's like emotions must be felt, not controlled. And once they are felt and able to be incorporated and expressed, then the energetic flows naturally and almost automatically, and then that allows you to speak from your heart's core into your truth. Wonderful. Okay, absolutely wonderful. Let's look at your the message here is pretty straightforward. A love partnership is coming, or if you are in one already, then there is this development phase of it growing into something richer, that will be kind of more so everlasting, like the cycle or the phases of the shifting moons. It's like there may be times when it's waning or it's waxing, but you always know that there are cycles that it goes through. It's a consistent, maybe consistent is not the right word. There's and knowing that it does go through a cycle, a reliable, perhaps, yes, reliable is a better word. Okay. All right, let's look at your heart shape, Lenormand, here. So we have this as the form of the heart here. And we have the house with home, safety, tradition, establishment, custom, and privacy. Here, home is where the hearth is. I think the message couldn't be any more synchronistic and cliche. Excuse me. Okay, then we have the cross with duty, conviction, suffering, burden, intolerance, and principles. Okay. And we have animus, male friend, partner, family member, masculinity. A bit of joyful fun and charm in this figure, this character here. And we have the sun with happiness, victory, success, power, warmth, and truth. Truth falling right next to the throat chakra here. And also victory and success, which we talked about earlier with the well-deserved reward here. And we have mice with dwindling, deficiency, depletion, destruction, defect, flaw, and disease. Let's see. Interesting. It's almost there's like a cross on your heart, a cross pattern, a cross energetic of sorts. It's like the message here, as long as you go into where home is the heart is, well, therein lies the challenge. Yes, there's some sort of pattern that has been crossed on your heart. It almost feels like there was a stage in life where it feels as if emotions are a burden in a sort of ways, and that eats at you. That kind of gnaws at you, that eats at you, little by little as you go throughout life. It's like, I want to follow my passion. I want to follow my heart. I want to fall in love. But whether my religion, my, what other people have told me, how love should be, how love is, only certain types of love can exist, that has been kind of etched into your heart. Not really engraved, but yeah, it's kind of that energy there where it's kind of make its way like a cross or a scar or a mark onto your heart. And this love that's coming in is going to kind of break that cross, that stitching, will disrupt that pattern. It's almost like a defibrillator. It is to give life and meaning to something that has been etched in a certain way. There's that fun airiness we talked about with this figure coming in, this exciting ball of energy, ball of light, that will be inviting for you in so many different ways, in terms of touching upon your intellect, in terms of your spontaneity, in terms of your just aspect of enjoying life and having fun, and feeling in your heart wherever you are and whatever activities that you do, especially with this person, it will feel almost afresh, anew. Yes, a lot more engaging and exciting to break this old pattern that has kind of made a mark or a scar across your heart. So a new pattern forms to break this scar and to kind of heal it. There's a bit of heart healing here going on as well. But this combination of this reality, stepping into this reality, is not very much far away. I think most of you are already very close to there, or already there. And that's what's allowing this new reality to be fully embraced in your life, to live in this pattern, in this form of being able to feel your emotions but not control them, be able to express your truth, and to shift from patterns when negative patterns do arise, learning to shift out of them naturally, almost automatically. It's like, oh, I'm starting to feel that wave of depression again. I'm starting to feel that anxiety again in my heart. And transforming that energy so naturally, it's like, okay, let me take a moment, listen to a sad song, and then feel that emotion, process it. Okay, why am I feeling that way? Okay, understood, we're good, let's move on. And then you're back onto your emotions of feeling joy and contentment. It's the transformation of energy, transmutation of energy there as it arises in the mind and in the emotions as well. Wow, okay, absolutely wonderful. Pile 3. This reality it feels great to step into. So keep your vibration high, follow where the contentment and joy of your heart, for you to allow this reality to manifest, and also allowing your partner to manifest as well, if that is something you are looking for. Okay, any further message for group 3, please, Spirit? Okay, they're just telling me it's a lot of joy and excitement to look forward to. So that's absolutely wonderful to hear. Joy and happiness is awaiting you, literally, in this reality. Okay, all right, Pile 3, that was your reading. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopes it uplifts you a little bit. And with that, we will conclude your message. I'm wishing you a wonderful, magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine ever so bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars.